Good afternoon. Energy? Good afternoon. Communication can make or break your career. 9 years ago, at the end of my first job interview, the interviewer said, "We need passionate people to do this job. And we have come to the conclusion that you are not passionate about subject and about teaching." I felt depressed, shameful on myself. I did not understand what to do. So I went to one of my teachers, Mr. Patil. Now, Mr. Patil was a thin man with big spectacles on his face. And he was very, very strict teacher. Raise your hand if you had a strict teacher at any stage of your education. Combine them all together, multiply by 10 is equal to Mr. Patil. I told Mr. Patil the whole incident, and in reply, he said the most difficult sentence I had ever heard. He said, "You are passionate about your subject, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you try to get it know, you can change the world." I didn't understand anything, but I felt delighted to listen to it. Mr. Patil sent me to a local school where I was expected to teach communication skills to the students of 7th standard. As I had no option, I started to teach in that school. I thought that Mr. Patil might have sent me there so that I could introspect. So I started to teach in that school. When I was working there, I came to know about my lacunae. The fact was, I was extremely unimpressive communicator. I didn't even understand why the principal appointed me to teach communication skills even though I was bad at communication. I once asked the principal, "Why did you appoint me here?" The principal said, "Mr. Patil had told us what you are. That's why we appointed you." Out of curiosity, I asked the principal, "What did Mr. Patil say about me?" She said, "He called us and said, 'You are passionate about your subject, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you try to get it know, you can change the world.'" Again, I didn't understand anything, but I felt delighted to listen to it. I worked in that school for 2 years. And when I was working in that school, I gave 41 other interviews. How much? 41 other interviews, and I got the same result. Rejection. It was 2 years' journey of self-exploration and self-assessment. In my interview number 42, I learned a secret of cracking the interviews. How many of you want to know that secret? In order to learn that secret, you will have to do the same journey of self-exploration with me. Are you ready to come with me on that journey? Good. Let's start it. See, 1 lakh years ago, we started to communicate by developing our spoken language. From that time, we have been using cave paintings, storytellings, and later text to communicate. This was altogether communication 1.0. In 1916, Dale Carnegie wrote a book entitled How to Win Friends and Influence People. And he made people aware about the importance of communication skills. This was communication 2.0. After 1970s, computers arrived, and Albert Mehrabian proposed a theory a communication model through which he told that whenever we communicate, 55% message goes through our body language, 38% message goes through our tonality, and only 7% message goes through words. So in the age of smartphone, where we are largely communicating through text and words, people are still unaware about the importance of tonality and body language. In the years to come, we are expected to communicate not only with humans, but machines. Within the next decade, artificial intelligence and virtual reality mechanism will be widely used to check candidates' ability, innate responses, and their behaviors. Chatbots are already designed and are being used to take the interviews. Let's have a look at what will happen in future interviews.
Hello, my name is Vera, and I'm a robot. And what's your name?
My name is Jason Bellini. This is Vera, a robot that does job interviews.
What are the 3 top important tips for a salesperson?
Artificial intelligence won't only check your words, it will give the same weightage to your tonality and your body language. And here is Communication 4.0 will help you. What is Communication 4.0? It is a communication model 33, 33, 34. Means whenever we will be communicating with any machine in the age of artificial intelligence, 33% message needs to be delivered through body language, 33% message needs to be delivered through our tonality, and 34% message needs to be delivered through our words. Friends, let's decode now. What does artificial intelligence expects from us as far as our communication is concerned? So let's start with one of the most important but most neglected skill. And I have something to show you to make you realize or to make you guess what is that skill. Do you want to watch it? Ladies and gentlemen, I feel regret to inform you that we are losing our listening skills. Management consulting company Accenture had surveyed 3,600 people from 30 countries, half men, half women. And this is the result. 75% people professionals are bad at listening at the places where advanced listening skills are required. Advanced listening skills are required. So, as far as, or when it comes to listening skills for Industry 4.0, machine can listen without any distractions, but machine does not have a quality to empathize with others. And we, the humans, have to fill this gap by listening with empathy. So the only solution here is whenever we are having conversation with anyone, or if someone is speaking with you which requires your attention, give your all ears to them. Even if we are living in a digital noise where everybody wants to speak and nobody wants to listen, we have to listen the most important sounds of our life. Keep your laptop aside, keep your smartphone aside, and listen to that person. Listen as if you are in the shoes of that person. This is the way through which we can develop our listening skills with empathy. You know that I'm a communication strategist and I design communication for different companies. So I was designing communication strategy for one well-known company, and company had given me one assistant, Deepak. Now, Deepak was a business graduate from a well-known institute. He was knowledgeable, but the only problem with Deepak was he was addicted to his smartphone and laptop. In my observation, I saw him spending most of his time on smartphone and laptop. Raise your hand if you have at least one friend who is addicted to smartphone or laptop. Combine them all together, multiply them by 10 is equal to Deepak. Staring at your computers, gazing down at your smartphones, watching TVs have become our habits. And these habits of looking at screens have become our addictions. So these type of screens create a type of black layer in front of your eyes. And these black screen disables us to comprehend the meaning behind the words. These black screen represents our fear of making eye contact with others or our lack of interest in others. So the only solution here is what? Remove those black layers, remove those black screens, and give a decent and confident eye contact. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence and virtual reality mechanism will catch, will analyze, will assess your each and every eye movement, your microfacial expressions while giving interviews. I have one more prop to show you. It's my hands. Ladies and gentlemen, we can use effective use of our hands while doing communication. Our hands speak, our hands communicate. So only thing you have to do in communication 4.0, whenever we will be communicating with chatbots, is you will have to do your gestures in power circle. Our power circle starts from this navel area and it can be extended up to our eye level. So these are your power circles which you will have to use while communicating with chatbots. Okay. So this was all about 33% body language. Now coming to next part. I have one musical instrument, but I don't know how to play it. I don't know how to play it, but I can create sound out of it. Do you want to listen? Did you enjoy it? No. No. See, every person can create sound, but it doesn't turn into music because we don't use variations. We don't use variation. We have such musical instrument installed here, but we don't use variations. That's why we become monotonous. Monotonous. Do you know what is monotonous? You know it exactly. So friends, when it comes to tonality, we know what is intonation, what is pitch of voice, what is speed of voice. But do you know what is punching? Punching? This is not. Punching, elongation. Do you know what is elongation? Do you know what is strategic pause? Do you know what is whisper effect or curiosity effect? The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, we know all these effects, sound effects. We can use all these variations in our sound, but we are not aware about that. Whenever we communicate, 33% message goes through our tonality, 33%, face to face. Whenever we communicate over phone, 66% message goes through our tonality. It's really serious, as we do not have any idea about the importance of tonality. And there is no formal education available on this particular part. So remember this 33. Don't expect that I will create a kind of music now from this. I don't have any idea about that. So coming to the next part, words. Words play 34% importance, 34%. Words have power. But if we use powerless words while communicating, even our visual communication and vocal communication both will fail. It is useless. Words have power. We still don't know what tonality and body language Swami Vivekananda used when he said, sisters and brothers of America. But we know the words because words are powerful. We still don't know what tonality and body language Lokmanya Tilak used when he said, Swarajya ha maza janma siddha hakka hai ani tomi milavnarach. But we know the words because words are powerful. We still don't know what tonality and body language Subhash Chandra Bose used when he said, "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga." But we know the words because words are powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, without even realizing it, we use wimpy words and powerless phrases in our communication. And those words and phrases tell others that we are not sure about ourselves, about our ideas, and about our position. So the keywords you speak in your communication will be analyzed, assessed, and compared by the chatbots and voice bots with the help of voice analytics. So I will tell you 3 techniques as far as this verbal communication is concerned. 3 techniques. First, use power phrases and power words in your communication. Second, use storytelling. Storytelling. Tell your own stories. Tell stories of others to make your point. For example, for today's talk, I told you my own story. Third important point is cohesion and coherence. You may have idea. If you do not have any idea about what is cohesion and coherence, I will give you a very interesting example. I will give you one speech in Hindi. Do you know Hindi, everyone? Here it goes. मैं भाषण नहीं देता. भाषण तो सुभाष चंद्र बोस दिया करते थे, जिनके भाषण पे 3-3 मन फूल चढ़ा करते थे. वैसे फूल 3 प्रकार के होते हैं. एक वो जो मंदिर में चढ़ाया जाता है, दूसरा वो जो प्रेमी अपनी प्रेमिका को देता है, और तीसरा वो जो पंडित जी अपने कोट पे लगाते थे. पंडित जी अपनी कोट पे हमेशा लाल फूल लगाते थे. अरे लाल फूल के लिए तो जर्मनी प्रसिद्ध है. वैसे जर्मनी तो वॉर के लिए भी प्रसिद्ध है. अरे वॉर तो यहाँ हिंदुस्तान में भी होते हैं. सोमवार, मंगलवार, बुधवार, गुरुवार, लेकिन सब वार में शेर का वार सबसे तेज और खतरनाक होता है. 3 शेर का एक मन बनता है. मन बड़ा चंचल होता है. वैसे चंचल तो मधुबाला की छोटी बहन का नाम है, जिसे दिल की बीमारी है. दिल एक मंदिर है. वैसे मंदिर तो हिंदुस्तान में भी बहुत है. वैसे तो हिंदुस्तान में शेर भी बहुत है, जो काटे तो खून निकलता है. इसीलिए सुभाष बाबू ने कहा था, तुम मुझे खून दो. Now, you may have got the idea what is cohesion and coherence. It is logical connection between sentences and ideas. So even if you are using power words and stories, and if you don't use cohesion and coherence, your communication will be ineffective. So, to large extent, I tried to use all these techniques in my communication. I developed my communication. And the result was my success in interview number 42. It was the interview for the post of lecturer taken by Maharashtra Public Service Commission, and I got 21st rank in that interview instead. And now the secret which you are waiting for. I just told you secret. Secret is we have to give the same weightage to our body language, our tonality, and our words. This is the secret, and this is communication 4.0. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not offering you a fresh and novel way to solve the old problem. I'm offering you an old and classic way to solve this fresh problem. Speak naturally. This is prerequisite to communication 4.0. Friends, if you still do not understand what is the importance of communication, I, on the behalf of Mr. Patil, will give you a magical suggestion. You may not understand, but you will feel delighted to listen to it. And that suggestion is, you are passionate about your subject, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you try to know, try to get it now, you can change the world. Thank you.